Good day, tubes. Bruce here. Well, today we've got an unusual problem. It shows up in about 5% of troubles with lawnmowers and small equipment. I think mostly lawnmowers. And what this one does is that it starts fairly good, and then after it heats up for 5 or 10 minutes and the owner lets go of the bar, it won't start again. And sometimes it's heat buildup in the coil that provides the high energy spark to the spark plug. And so I'll just show you what we've got, and we'll get to it. One sec. So this is a very, very common type of a lawnmower. It's a Briggs and Stratton newer model without the primer button here. Usually sometimes, and the older ones had a primer button here, and you can even see there's a cutout for it here on the air cleaner cover. So the first thing I did with this mower, you check all the basics, of course. The air filter, if it's clean, make sure it's got oil and it's not heating up because there's no oil in it. Make sure the gas is okay. So I did all that, and it still is acting up when it's hot. So 1 second. So anyway, we'll get this up on the hoist and we'll get the coil off. Good. My old baking dish, excuse me. So these are probably 5/16. There's 3 of them. I'll just show you that maybe. One, 2, and 3. We'll take those off, and hopefully we can just rotate the tank back. Just like that. So we don't have to disconnect any gas lines or anything like that. And now I'll disconnect the shroud. And I think those are 3/8. This lawnmower was made in 2012. (12/06/14), so the 14th of June. Right there, June 2012. New stamp. Forgot one. Oil filler tube. Right there, it's just a 5/16 too. I'll just push that back down again so you don't get any contamination. Now that should just lift off. Like that. And here's the coil. Right there. And I hope I have one that fits. It's a new model, so it might not have one. But you never know. Oh, and I'm going to, before I get further, I'm going to disconnect the brake on the handle, up here on the handle, up here. I'm going to just tie that back so that it releases the little brake that holds the flywheel. One moment please. Okay, so now that should come out of here, except for one thing, and that's the shut-off switch. There's a wire that comes off of the coil over to the shut-off switch, and that just pulls out. If you can see that, you push down on the tab and it just pulls out. Right there. You push down on the tab there and push the wire in the hole. So now that should come off. Excuse me. There. Now we have to see if we got one. I'm not sure if I do. So now I'm going to go through this and see if I got something that's going to fit. It's partially about the radius of the flywheel, and then also of the bolts that are drilled into it. So I think just about any one of these are going to work. I'd like to get something a little more modern looking. So as you've seen, I don't have the exact style, but I do have one with the same holes drilled in it. So I'm just going to pull the wire for the shutoff off of the one that I think is bad, and we'll stick it on the new one like that. Oops, sorry, I just stuck that onto there. Do that again, like that, and we'll see if we can get it back on the mower. I need more than one hand. Excuse me, I think you saw that. 1 second. So I ran the wire on this side of the two little pillars. I'll show you that. I ran the wire on this side. This is the pillar I'm talking about, and I ran the wire on this side of the pillar, and then over to the shutoff switch. And that's the same wire that was on the old one. Okay, so now I'm going to tighten this up, and we'll use a business card. Excuse me. So I've got a business card in between the coil and the flywheel. Boy, that's hard for you to see. And then I'm going to rotate the coil, and then let the magnets pull it in. Oh, I'll go right around. There we go. You can actually hear it. Okay. Now I'm going to tighten those up. Can you see that? Oh yeah. Just nice, good, and firm hand tight. It helps to have the rubber handle on this one. Great. Now I'll turn this, and this should come out. Perfect. Now I'm just going to see if we're generating a spark. I have the bail closed, and I'm just going to rotate this to see if I've got a spark. There, see that? Hopefully you saw that. Now I'm just going to put it back together again, I think. I'm just putting everything loose in now, and I'll tighten it up after. So the good thing about putting your nuts and bolts into a pan or something is that when you run out of nuts and bolts, you should be done working. And a good firm hand tight is all you need on these. Don't forget you're bolting down plastic, right? And I'll get you the part number for that coil. Alright, I'll be back in a bit, folks. Alright guys, now we're going to test this out. Okay guys, Bruce here. So now we've delivered this lawnmower to its owner, and we're going to do a test. We'll start it up and let it run for a few minutes, and then we'll test it and see if it restarts when it's hot. That was the original problem. So anyway, I'll put you down and we'll start it up, and we'll go to step 2. Okay, we'll let it sit for a minute and we'll come back. Alright guys, it's been a few minutes and we'll try it again. Thanks for watching, guys.